What's up, everybody? It's Larry Kotch here from Brainy Marketing, and it's been a while since I've posted a video, and I will explain that in a few months. On top of that, my work at the Brains, we are really coming up with a much better and more innovative and entertaining content schedule for this channel. So that's another thing that's in the works, and we want to do that properly before I get back into the full swing of these videos. So hopefully you haven't been missing me too much. But today I actually wanted to do a quick video on sales strategy, because I know some of you guys that watch my channel are in the marketing space, but marketing and sales often speak to each other and align. And I know that a lot of you are also business owners or soon to be business owners. And so one of the key takeaways that I was actually talking about with a friend of mine who's a really good branding consultant called Jonah, who absolutely crushes it. I'll leave a description of his website down below. He's got amazing content on branding. So if any of you guys are interested in that, please head over there and your mind will be blown. But I was having this conversation with him about how to a style of sales which has been called in other books the challenger method or challenger sales, which I've sort of kind of developed. I kind of read that book after realizing that I was doing this. And I wanted to go into what it's about, and hopefully it's going to help you if you do start a company or if you're working with your sales team. Now, I should say this type of sales obviously relates to having a sales team. So you're negotiating, like if you're starting an agency or a service company or B2B service company, you're going to be talking to potential prospects and trying to get them to work with you. Now, the mistake that I used to make a lot in the beginning, and it's partly driven by the fact that you need clients, especially in the early days. There's kind of strict targets, and you're not really looking at clients from do they fit what you want to do? You're looking at it more as, I'll take anything I can get. Money. And I understand that. That's very frustrating and it's very real. But other people also talk about it on YouTube. There's another way, which is to actually look for reasons to not work with companies. And I'm not saying that just that you would do that because you're just playing a game with them. I'm just saying that if we all know, when it comes to sales, you're much more likely to trust somebody who is giving you advice that seems counter to their interests. It really does help build this picture of you as being an honest broker. So for instance, if, like a recent example, a client comes to me and says, we have this or a prospect have this marketing brief and we really want to get going with something ASAP. I will push back and say, I have no reason to want to delay working with you guys. It's an absolutely amazing company. In other ways, a very good fit. But the way that you're going about this process is going to cost you more in the future.
How much will it cost?
And our relationship is then going to be under strain when we're proceeding very fast without having thought things through and done the strategy first. And so we're not comfortable that we'll be able to deliver you the value that you need as a company in order to, so we don't want to take this relationship forward under that basis. And I can give you some advice on other people that might be able to work with you faster if you want to, but I would be very careful if I were you. And these are the reasons why you should be careful.
Be careful.
Now, that sort of messaging in sales actually works a lot better than constantly talking about your own company or constantly talking about the ways in which you are a good fit. You should really try and look at the areas in which the client has overlooked. And so what you're doing is challenging them on the assumptions they have about why they want to work with an agency or with whatever kind of insert the company that you have, why they actually are doing things or trying to run the process in that way. And when you do that, it kind of signals to the other person that you're not desperate for the sale.
Please buy one. Please.
You're actually looking to advise them properly on what they should do, even though it puts at risk them working with you because you're effectively taking their plan up and saying, this isn't going to work. It's so easy as a service company to just say, yes, we can do that. We can fit that in. We can start right now. We can have a proposal ready by tomorrow. But businesses are built on process. So if you do things in this way, number one, you actually do want to vet clients. So you do not want to be taking customers on. And I'd say right now with my marketing agency, The Brains, we probably have 30 conversations a month with potential companies. And we look at it as a client good fit criteria, and we only take 10 forward. And so the conversations I'm having ever since we started doing that are naturally kind of challenger sales, because I'm looking for reasons that this isn't a particularly good fit.
It's just not a good fit.
So for me, I'm trying to find companies that work well with the skill sets we have in our team, the industries where we have particular case studies or experience. I'm looking for a marketing manager or a company that really understands what they want and they've really thought it properly through, and they're not asking for crazy things. And their temperament as well, that that their expectations aren't out of whack, or they're not, unnecessarily sort of off, like by trying to be too fast or whatever. And so that's a really big takeaway, and it really helped a lot scaling our agency to now 35 people. I will say that most of the growth happened over the last 18 months, and it was definitely from building that kind of approach to sales, looking at sales as a kind of good fit matrix, and then being very honest in your feedback and actually looking for reasons not to work with someone. The more you look for reasons not to work with someone, the more they want to work with you. That's the crazy thing. And at this point, it's got to the stage where it's nice that they still want to work with me.
I want to work with you, Luther.
Even though I'm almost sort of trying to reject them. But we don't actually want to work with them. Like when they don't make it through the good client fit matrix, then we just really can't work with them.
No.
But I wasn't expecting how many of those that I thought, okay, I've told them it's not going to work for all these reasons, how many of them insist that they want to work with us and to find a way. And that's crazy, because before, when I was really singing and waxing lyrical about the agency and trying to push people to understand what we could do and how we could help them and why we were the best in the particular space, you found people there's another term called sales breath. People could smell the sales breath on you, and they didn't like it. So ditch the sales breath and start doing some challenger sales, and really have a think about what is a good client for you, and only proceed with companies that have that. And don't pull your punches. Be super brutal in your feedback to companies. They will appreciate it, and you will make more sales. Hope that was helpful. And as I said, keep tuned to this channel. I know it's a little bit of a ghost town at the moment, but there's a lot more amazing content coming with much higher production value. Just sit tight, and I promise it's coming. Take care, everyone.